Welcome Inside the Lines. I am Greg Sussman. He is Frank Stanfield. Tonight, the Knicks are in Charlotte to take on the Hornets. The Knicks come into this one as a 2-point underdog, according to the FanDuel Sportsbook. The total sits at 208.5. Knicks have been playing really well as of late. They've covered 5 straight games. The Hornets not playing nearly as well, as they've lost 8 straight contests. And what's been hot for the Knicks? Frank, you talk about it every time. It's the defense.
The defense has played much better for the New York Knicks. In fact, the 90s Knicks would be proud of this Knicks team right now. They're playing throwback basketball. They're slowing the pace down here during this 5-game stretch where they have covered all 5 of these games. They are 30th in pace. They are 4th in defensive efficiency. They're allowing just 98.2 points per game during this 5-game stretch here, Greg. This isn't what the Hornets want to see right now. They're on an 8-game losing streak, as you mentioned. They shoot just 43% from the field this year. That is 27th in the NBA, so that's not a good combination with the way that they're playing. The Knicks are playing good defense as well. Both of these teams have gone under in 5 of their last 6 games. This number, the total is really low at 208.5, but I think it makes sense based on how the Knicks are slowing it down and playing better defense.
Totally. You mentioned both teams playing to the under as of late. In fact, the Knicks, all season long, they don't allow many shots by the other team. They're top 5 in the NBA in field goals attempted. It's a number that we expect to be low again tonight. A player you've been watching recently, and especially tonight, it's Julius Randle in the middle, who could be in store for a good game.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a monster game tonight. The Hornets are 30th in defensive efficiency against power forwards this season. They've allowed a ton of big games to that position this year. And Julius Randle averaging 21 points per game in the month of January. He has back-to-back games with a double-double. I expect him to have another big game tonight, Craig.
The Zion Williamson Tour heads to Cleveland. We'll break it down for you when we come back. More Inside the Lines on the way right after this.
They say less is more, but we believe more is more. That's why we built FanDuel Sportsbook with more ways to bet, more ways to fund your account, more ways to cash in, and more ways to cash out, with payouts delivered straight to your bank account in as little as 48 hours. You want more? You got it. Join today and get a risk-free bet worth up to $500. FanDuel Sportsbook. More ways to win.
Back inside the lines, Greg Sussman and Frank Stanfield. Zion Williamson leads the Pelicans into Cleveland tonight. And this is a monster number, Frank. The Pelicans are a 9-point favorite on the road, according to the FanDuel Sportsbook. And the game total of 232.5, it's the highest total that the Cavs have seen all year long. We know Darius Garland's out tonight. There's some other news that we're waiting on still. But this number seems really big, both the total and the spread.
Greg, you think that this spread is too big. I think it's not big enough. I like the Pelicans here in this spot. Zion Williamson is starting to get going, coming off the first double-double of his career, 21 points and 11 rebounds in 27 minutes played. Those minutes are starting to tick up now against the Boston Celtics last time out. The Pelicans beat the Boston Celtics in that game. They shot nearly 48% from the field in that game and scored 123 points. That was against one of the better defenses in the NBA. Now they're going up against the Cavs, who are 29th in defensive efficiency here in this spot. This is the second night of a back-to-back for the Cleveland Cavs. You mentioned there's no Darius Garland tonight. They are 4-4 against the spread. The Cavs are in the second night of back-to-backs this season. They're just 8-14-1 ATS this season at home. You say this is a big number. I say it's not big enough. Give me the Pelicans laying the points -9 in this game.
The Pelicans have covered in 7 of 10 games here recently. They're 2-1 on the road when they're favorites. This is such a big number. I can't touch either number for me. I'm going with Drew Holiday. My guy's hit 3 or more three-pointers in 3 of his last 5 games. He's your guy. You can get that over 2.5 three-pointers tonight. Let's head over to Memphis, where 2 of our favorite teams. It's the Grizzlies and the Nuggets going at it. The Grizzlies are a home favorite tonight. They're favored by 1. It started as a pick'em. It's basically the same thing. At home, according to the FanDuel Sportsbook, 224.5 is the game total. The Nuggets are a better team, but the Memphis Grizzlies have been playing better as of late.
Yeah, the Grizzlies are really hot. They are 9-2 straight up. They are 8-3 against the spread in their last 11 games. During that stretch, averaging nearly 120 points per game, shooting almost 50% from the field, Greg. But you mentioned the Nuggets are the better team in general. They've played 2 games already between the Nuggets and the Grizzlies. The Nuggets have won both of those games and covered both of those games. So I'm going to stay away from the side in this game. I'm going to take Dillon Brooks to go over 16.5 points tonight. You're getting that at -112 over at the FanDuel Sportsbook. In the month of January, he has done that in 9 of 12 games played.
I feel like no one ever wants to take the Nuggets because they're not fun. I will because I always do. I like the Nuggets +1 tonight. It's a really good spot. All right, Knicks and the Charlotte Hornets are coming up. But first, it's Knicks game night. That's next. For Frank Stanfield, I'm Greg Sussman. We'll see you next time on Inside the Lines.